Howdy folks, today let's learn a mandolin break on Albert E. Brumley's 1929 classic, I'll Fly Away. The break we're going to learn today sounds something like this. We're playing in the key of D today, and the first couple notes sound like this. Again, I'm playing, but I'm sliding into this last note. And you can either do, or you could go, whatever you prefer. And then the other thing I'm doing is I'm adding double stops. So I'm not just playing, I'm playing. So on those first two notes, I'm playing both of the lower strings. And then on the next two notes, open, I'm playing the open D and the open A. And then the slide, I like to slide from here, I'm playing open and slide to there. So that whole little intro goes. And it's great to have that nice and strong. So if you're kicking off the tune, it's like, and then I go right into that sort of like metered tremolo, just kind of keeping my right hand going up, down, it goes. So we'll take that slow from the top. Open. Those are just rocking back and forth between this note here and open strings. And then it gets to that. And what I'm doing there is I'm playing double stops again, but this finger is kind of like, it's kind of like my home base on that F sharp, right? Because I go from there, down a half step, back to there, up a half step, back to there, down to here, and then open. So if you got to practice that, again. And then add that double stop into there, the double stops with the right hand up, down. So like. One more time. So from the very beginning, it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3. Right? Here's my next note here. And I slide into that. That's that next phrase. Don't lift up your fingers like I'm lifting them up. I'm just trying to lift them up so you can see where I'm at. But that phrase after the is right here. And then I have one upstroke where I play this open string, the open D, and leaving my middle finger here. And then down, up, down, up. It's hard to play slow. Let me just play it again. And then end strong on that downstroke. One more time. on the end of that. So that's halfway through that first A part phrase from the top. Let's play all the way from the beginning up to there. 1, 2, 3. As always, if you're looking for more resources like tablature, backing tracks, and notation, I invite you to head on over to patreon.com/mybluegrassromance. I've got all sorts of stuff over there to inspire your mandolin picking for $3 a month. I really appreciate your support. All right, the next part of the A part is going to be very similar to the beginning. Instead of just playing, I play, which is just a little bit different than the intro. It's just, instead of, I'm going. It kind of kicks it off a little bit more to that second part. So. That's all the same as the first time through. That's how we play that second part. So let me play it all the way through the second half of the A part. Now, one thing to just keep in mind as you play through this, you can copy some of these ideas that I'm playing, and if you're not getting it perfect, as long as you're hearing that melody in there and you're feeling that strong pulse, we're looking for that pulse that's going to drive the tune. But if you're playing it slightly different, I know I sometimes add a few little hammer-ons and things in there naturally. Don't feel like you have to learn a solo exactly the way I play the solo, otherwise you've done something wrong. Like, learn the solo. If it's in time, and the chord changes are going by and you're following the chord changes and it sounds like the melody that you've heard on a bunch of recordings, then it's okay. It's going to be I'll Fly Away in your own version, and that's what you want to strive for anyway. So, again, don't get too caught up trying to make it exactly perfectly like I play it. All right, I'm going to play through the A part one time through. All right, this kicks us off to start the B part right here. Can play just like that. Or I've also replaced this finger with this finger and played a double stop. It's a little bit harder to figure out, but you go. Sounds kind of pretty, kind of powerful. But you can practice it either way. Little slide there, or and that could be slid from here. Could be slid from here. As long as you end up there, you're going to get that same idea. One more time. Continuing. So the first time I kind of work my way up to the A, and the next time I work my way up to that B. From there, that phrase can be a little bit tricky. So I played from the top of the B part. And then from here, you could also play this sort of simpler, like. Something like that would be fine. That last. I'm going to slide up that. When I slide up to here, I'm just ending that phrase playing this open string, but also doubling it with this note, right? If you've watched some of my other videos, you know I do that a lot, right? To try to beef up the sound of the mandolin. Now I'm playing 4 notes in unison when I do that. From that part, you've really learned the majority of the break, because the last part of the B is repeating the second half of the A break. So again, it drops down to here and finishes up. Let's play through the B part one more time around. I'll play it sort of the simpler version this time. Thanks again for checking out another video here at My Bluegrass Romance.